Yeah,
That's what he wants.
Yeah. I didn't even know it. I didn't even have to say it. I didn't have to say it. Yes, 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 people. How we all doing?
This just goes on.
You can cut it now. You can cut it.
Cut it.
Right, people, welcome back to another stream. You got myself and Jode Porde. Listen, before we get into the ins and outs, you've seen the title, you've seen the thumbnail. We're gonna have a good conversation. I can see you all gassed in the chat. Do me a quick favor, 150 odd people in the building. Smash a like on this stream if you're gassed about this news, and subscribe if you're new around here. We massively appreciate all of your support. Now, listen. It is quite a big stream. We kind of got the bombazzo from Bossman Freddie Pie about an hour ago, and we said we have to go live about this potential new contracts for both. Primarily, John Stones seems to be the one we're advancing on the most, and then there is also a big ambition to get Pep Guardiola on a new contract. We're going to give our thoughts on it. We're going to have a chat about it. We're going to look at the tweets, see what ins and outs we can get out of it, come to some conclusions. And when would be a good time to get these contracts done? So listen, get your thoughts in the chat. Smash a like. Listen, over 150 in the building, only 50 likes. Get it up to 100 likes rapid, man, and subscribe. But listen, bro, this is, before we get into the deep conversations, it's sick news. It's sick to see these things.
Yeah, it's big news, man. Big news. I'm gassed. Obviously, just as a starting point, like say, the John Stones thing is like the first and foremost like thing where you say that we're more advanced. And even that in itself is big, but then to throw on you can't even call it icing on the cake because it's monumental. The fact that Pep potentially signing a new deal or City looking to Pep to sign a new deal would be incredible. No one wants this guy to leave. We keep having this conversation every 2 years. His current deal is until 2025, so we'll be having the same conversation after this season. All about whether Pep leaves, who comes in. But maybe we don't have to have that conversation. Maybe Pep wants to stay. City can do that deal, and he can stay at City for longer. Why would he want to fucking leave anyway? You should want to stay, mate, forever.
I tweeted. You know, shout out Freddie Pie, man. He was first to this news, but I did nab him. I did tweet it before he did. Obviously, he's going to get more numbers on City extra than me. But all the comments from like rival fans when I said Pep new contract, I'm hearing are like, for fuck's sake, They just want rid of Pep so badly because we're at the point now with Pep Guardiola's Manchester City and the dynasty he's built that most rival fans feel they won't have a genuine crack at success or, you know, a good period of success while Pep Guardiola is the manager of Manchester City. That is the grip hold he currently has over at least the domestic side of things. You know, obviously we only won the Champions League once, but I believe we can do more under Pep. But as it stands right now, what Pep's done with us has made us so powerful and so intimidating that your Arsenals, Liverpools, Uniteds, Chelseas, they don't feel they have a chance at really getting anything major unless we slip up massively or Pep Guardiola leaves. So it makes perfect sense that City are ambitious to get Pep a new contract. I'll read out the tweets because we want to see what way they're worded. Let's dive into it and see what we can kind of get out of it. But like I said, and you said, it is John Stones and Pep we're talking about here because even if this stream was just about John Stones, that would still be huge because John Stones that's John Stones on a new contract would be absolutely mega as well. So the first tweet, this comes from Stephen K, who is a transfer journalist and he works for transfers.com. He says, where's the tweet gone? I've lost it now. Yeah, here it is. He says, Man City are in talks with John Stones regarding a contract extension that could see him remain at the club until 2027, while there is also ambition to secure Pep Guardiola a new contract too. He follows up with this by saying, discussions with John Stones have come as a follow-up to an agreement made with the centre-back when the centre-back signed his previous Man City contract in 2021, which stipulated the talks over an extension would transpire during the 23-24 season. So when he signed this contract in 2021, the one he's on now, it seemed that the idea would be they would review it further in this season, the 23-24 season. And I think City, based on the progression John Stones has made since 2021 will be hell-bent on getting him on a new contract. John Stones has come on as a footballer leaps and bounds since 2021. You even compare him to what he was when we first signed him. He was kind of a raw, young centre-half, a lot of learning to do. A lot of City fans didn't rate him, when he first came through the door. They weren't quite sure, 50 million too much spent. Pep got a hold of him, Pep nourished him, Pep moulded him, and now he's a Rolls Royce. So I don't see any reason behind not giving him a new contract and probably giving him a pay increase too, because there's nobody else in the business is going to do what John Stones does better than what John Stones is doing right now.
I mean, he's an integral part into this new system that we play. The way that he pushes forward and inverts when, most of the time, he's basically more of a midfielder now than a centre back, to be honest. But he does it really well. He's so calm on the ball. It's really good to see. We've seen it at the weekend. We see it all the time with John Stones when he's in the side. In 2021 or whenever it was, what he said then, when he renewed, he was in a weird place in his City career. He'd been going through a lot of injuries since we signed him. Obviously, we paid £50 million for him, a lot of money. Going for a lot of injuries, ups and downs. We didn't know whether we were ever going to get the best out of John Stones. And there was rumours that Arsenal was circulating around him. Now, John Stones put out a post on Instagram in 2021 saying, look, he basically kind of addressed the fact that there's a lot of rumours about him leaving and there's offers in for him. However, he basically said, I want to stay, fight for my place at this football club. I know I'm good enough to be here. And then he turned around and proved us all that he was right. Like he turned around and literally he's become one of the best centre backs in the Premier League. Like, is he the best centre back in the Premier League right now? Like, it's crazy. He's sick.
I think if you ask Arsenal fans, they'll tell you it's Saliba, but I think it's between Stones and Diaz are the two best centre halves in the Premier League as far as I'm concerned. But I do. It always makes me really, I don't know what the word is, proud or excited, or I don't know what the word is, happy when I see players doing things like that, saying, nah, I want to fight for my place, I want to stay and fight for my place. I think Manchester City right now is one of the very few clubs in world football that players who feel like right now they're not guaranteed in the game time still say, I want to stay and fight for my place. And, the other part of this stream is where that's interlinked. Pep Guardiola is the reason for that. Pep Guardiola is the reason players want to stay and break into the team. Pep Guardiola is the catalyst to absolutely everything we do. You saw Zinchenko do it. You saw Nathan Ake do it. You saw John Stones do it. What other players? Phil Foden. You know what I mean? I mean, if we didn't have Pep Guardiola, do you think Phil Foden may have been tempted earlier on in his career to maybe go somewhere else and get regular game time? Was Pep Guardiola probably the only man in world football that could say to Phil Foden, I want you to stay, I've got a plan for you, you just got to trust me? Pep Guardiola is such a special manager that players, even when they're not being given game time or they don't feel like they're most important, still buy into it.
I mean, look at Erling Haaland. He wouldn't have come to City if Pep Guardiola went here, I'm sure.
No chance.
No chance. And he made it a very key point that release clause that was inserted into his contract became active if Pep left and didn't sign that extension that he signed. Because he knew that he came here to better his football. He knew that Pep Guardiola would make him a better player. Pep Guardiola should have made Erling Haaland a Ballon d'Or winner. He should have had that Ballon d'Or last night, or whenever it was. But it didn't happen. It didn't happen. But he's still made Erling Haaland a better player. He will continue to make him a better player. But he's young, and hopefully, because I think the key to keeping players like your Erling Haalands and stuff is to be able to keep hold of Pep Guardiola. Now, obviously, we know we're on borrowed time with Pep. We know that it's every time it comes close to him. His contract expiring, we're always a little bit like, oh, this could be the one. This could be the one. But if we keep getting news about extensions and stuff, then I'm all for that because it just prolongs him at City. It's not like he's going down and it's like the football and we're not winning things. You know what I mean? We're absolutely dominating the game right now. Yes, you can say that we aren't top of the Premier League, but we're playing better than we were at this stage last season, and genuinely, I think we'll go on to win the league. I think we could go on to win the Champions League this year. I think we're not slowing down, and keeping Pep keeps that going. This ride continues.
I think you're right that when we lose Pep Guardiola, or if and when, I like to think it's not going to happen anytime soon, the whole deck of cards comes down. But that's not saying that the club and the team goes into capitulation. That's just saying this grip hold I'm talking about over domestic football and hopefully European football continues. It diminishes. It does. It diminishes because I don't care who you replace Pep Guardiola with. It's going to be so hard to pick up where he left off and just continue seamlessly. There's going to be a dip period. And City realise that they need to make the most of Pep Guardiola while we have him. That means give him whatever he wants. If we I'll tell you some inside information I was told at Old Trafford on Sunday in a second. As always, I don't claim to be ITK. I just tell you guys what I hear, and you guys can make your own minds up. But my point is, while you have Pep Guardiola and while everything's going well, offer him a blank check. Genuinely say to him, here's your blank check. You put on the zeros you want. You tell us if you want a new house. You tell us if you want this. You tell us if you want that. Because he is the reason that we are what we are. He is the reason we are signing these world-class players. He is the reason we're playing world-class football. Now, what I was going to say was, or I'll just finish off this last piece of the tweet. It follows up by saying John Stones is among Pep Guardiola's favourite Man City players and he is eager to ensure the defender's long-term future. No surprise that John Stones is one of Pep's favourite players because John Stones is absolutely crucial to the way we play football. We've seen that in the last few weeks since John Stones has come back from his injury. Him and Rodri in the middle of the park together, all of a sudden the football is, incredibly better. But what I was going to say was I heard, and you guys can tell me I'm an idiot if you want. I don't claim to be ITK, but I was in the away end in Old Trafford on Sunday, as plenty of you know, and the ticket I was given was in kind of like not a corporate section, but it was like a friends and family kind of section of the club in Old Trafford. And I was chatting to someone who is involved with the club, and he said, keep your ear to the ground regarding a Pep extension. You might hear about it sooner or later. So I was kind of like, I'll tell you who it is after the stream because I'm not going to bait any names out.
Yeah, but still, and then that for this to happen straight after.
That's why I'm gassed, because I was told this on Sunday. I was never going to make any content on it because I was never going to make content on something I was told or an I heard type thing. But then this is followed up today. I was like, yo, that's kind of mad that I was told that on Sunday.
Yo, that's pretty big,
Yeah. So listen, chat, I want to reiterate, I'm not an ITK. I'm just telling you simply what I heard, and you can make your own minds up. But
sick. That is sick.
Pep new contract. I think it's going to happen. And I think the club will be very calculated with the way they go about Pep new extensions. I think we don't know any details about length, about figures, numbers, details. But when I say calculator, I mean, you'll probably find if there's to be more and more extensions, it'll be like a year, maybe two. I can't see Pep signing himself up to another 3 to 5 year extension.
No, I think there'll all be 2 years with every year he has the option to leave. Do you know what I mean? 2 years keeps the press off it. But then every year he does have the option to leave if he wants to take that. I think that's the way they'll run it. If they carried on just doing year, I imagine that the question just keeps getting asked every single year. Then if they do 2 years, it kind of puts it off like it has done now. And then with the option to leave after one.
Well, his current contract's 2025, isn't it? So not this coming summer, the following summer. I think City need to strike while the iron's hot when it comes to Pep's new contract. I think the fact that we're current treble champions, there's a massive feel-good factor around the club. The club feels really together right now, if that makes sense. Like anybody in the chat there who goes to the games regularly, like me, whether you're home or away, when you're sitting in the stand, it feels like you're with the team. You're part of the team, the manager, everybody is all together. You saw, even those who saw the clips at Old Trafford on Sunday, when the players and the manager came over at full time and we're all embracing each other. There's a really good feel-good factor. So the club, to give themselves the best chance at getting Pep on a decent length new contract, strike while the iron's hot. And my belief is that Pep actually never had any intentions to leave in 2025. I believe Pep plans on staying longer, and you only have to look at his transfer dealings to look at that. You look at who he's brought in. He's already rebuilding. He's already planning for the next era of Manchester City football, which he's done 3 or 4 times over now. He's already evolved this 3 or 4 times over, and he's doing it again. Vardiol, 21-22. Doku, 21-22. Alvarez, 22-23. Haaland, 23. Who else? There's loads of. Diaz is still 25, 26. It's still a core young group in this squad. So it's not as if Pep Guardiola is going to look at it and go, oh, well, this cycle's kind of coming to an end. I'll leave with your De Bruynes. I'll leave with your Fernandinhos and that kind of age group, Kyle Walkers. He's already thinking about the next era. So why would Pep Guardiola be so hell-bent on bringing in these young players right now if he didn't plan on seeing them out and getting them to their prime and that?
The thing is, right, if you look at it, most of our squad is like all up until like 27, 28. 2027 next, the contracts even. They've got like Julian Alvarez, Nunes, Phillips. Obviously, your new signings will be on that.
They've all signed those contracts. They've all signed those contracts because they've been given some sort of reassurance that Pep will be there for most of that contract, if not all that contract.
Yeah, and you've got the talks of Erling Haaland going for a new contract as well.
Haaland
ain't going to sign a new contract to Pep, ain't he? Sure, or like, well, he probably would understand that Pep will leave at some point if he wants to stay at City, but that would be a major factor in Haaland signing a new contract. Is the fact that if they say, well, yeah, we signed a new contract, Pep's looking at staying. He's thinking about having an extension in there.
Of course, and these players that are signing new contracts, Haaland included, they'll speak to Pep and they'll say, what are you thinking? Like, I need to think about my own future here. Like, are you planning on dipping in 2025? Are you considering staying? Because he is the big pulling power. I get it. Manchester City, absolutely fantastic club right now, run unbelievably, the infrastructure, the facilities, everything. But Pep is the ace card, the trump card, if you like, in that whole infrastructure. He is the biggest pulling power we have right now. You know what I mean? You can have your fantastic training ground, you can have your fantastic this, but Pep Guardiola is the big hitter, the money maker in that sense. So players will speak to him. Is the text to speech on? Should I wait for that to come up?
I'm fixing that today, by the way. I'm moving over to something else, which it is a thing. It is a thing. Oh, I just got a new sub as well. It is a thing, but it just takes a couple of minutes, and I don't like that. That's why I've changed it. It's getting. Okay. I was literally in the middle of changing it when this stream started popping off.
Well, anyway, the text to speach is a new thing on the super chats, people. So I think after the stream, if Porty can get it fixed,
it will work in a minute. It is going to say it in a minute. So whatever it says, it will say it. It's just in a minute. Like stream elements is too slow for it. So okay, well, that's why we changed.
I'll read it out. I'll read it out anyway. Big up Zetinus with the €5. Big up for the super chat. Says City has the best conditions to work for any manager. Why would Pep want to leave? Well, Zetinus, that's kind of linked to what I was saying as your super chat came in. If you're Pep Guardiola, right, he's still not old. Like, he's not an old man. He's not up there with like Ancelotti or Sarri or these kind of guys. Pep still has plenty of time in the managerial game if he decides if that's what he wants. If he still has the ambition to keep going, he can go on for another 15, 20 years. So if you're Pep and you say, Pep want to leave anyway? I'm thinking of leaving City. If that's Pep and he thinks that, right, where do I go? Where could I go that's going to give me the same level of control in the club over transfers, over style of play, good relationship with the board, constant communication with the chairman and the owner, regular meetings, but annual meetings twice a year sometimes with Sheikh Mansour out in Abu Dhabi, the infrastructure, the day-to-day facilities I get to use, the general freedom of Manchester. Where am I going to get that level of happiness and comfort in my workspace? The answer is nowhere, people. The answer is simply nowhere. There's no other club in world football right now is going to give Pep the level of luxury that we're giving Pep. And there's also the factor of the credit Pep Guardiola has in his bank right now. We adore Pep Guardiola. He can do no wrong. If he went and lost 6-0 to United on Sunday, we still would have sang, because we've got Guardiola, because we love him. We're a unique fan base. Ask any City fan that goes to the games or pays a lot of attention to these kind of streams with rival fans. We lose a game or two, we don't go on the shows or we don't do fan cams, we don't give out to each other about Pep Guardiola and say, oh, he's crap, he's got it wrong. We go, no, he's going to get it right, he's going to fix it, because we love Pep Guardiola. Where else is he going to get that? Brother, I'm telling you, nowhere.
Firstly, Zetinus also did the 35 months. Yes, Zetinus, mate. He says, long time no see, lads. Hope you do well. Yes, Zetinus, mate. Hope you're good, bro. Also appreciate the super chat as well. I don't see this. Obviously, it's a good topic that Zetinus has got us onto. I don't see a situation where Pep leaves this club and goes to another club. I think he'll go into international management. I don't see a situation where Pep goes to a different club and starts again and does it. Do you know what I mean? Like, does this whole thing again of like going managing into the team, building them up, but making it his team, going through all that when he's got everything he could ever want from a football club right here at Manchester City. I just don't see it. The only thing I see happening is him going into international management. I could see him potentially, when he leaves City, taking a year out, having a chiller, and then going into national team, or he stays at City until he just retires, as Johnny Lowry just said there. I don't see a situation where he gets another football club. I think we're his last football club, which is mad. 3 football clubs.
I think we are too. I think you're right. He probably takes a hiatus like he did after his Barcelona period.
Yeah. Well, just for a year out to chill. He's been very, because in his book it says like he's so fixated on football. You can't go for a meal with Pep Guardiola and talk about anything normal. He will just continue to talk about football because his life is football. His head is constantly thinking about football. So he's 100%. He gives 100% for the whole time that he's there. That's why I think taking a year out would probably, you know what I mean, go play some golf and that'd probably be good for him, and then go into someone else.
You know what it is with Premier League managers is like when you sign a contract to become a Premier League manager for the first time, like Pep Guardiola did in 2016, wasn't it? 2015, 16, whatever it was. You kind of sign the contract on the basis that you're probably going to be sacked at some point because of the ruthlessness of Premier League football and Premier League ownership. But Pep Guardiola he's different to that mold. He's different to that, I suppose, that mold of manager in the sense that he's broken through that through success and through the way our club is ran. You know what I mean? The relationship the club has made with Pep Guardiola since he's joined the club has allowed Pep to be as good as he is. It's allowed us to be as good as we are. It's allowed us to have as much success as we've had. But it also meant Pep has catapulted himself into the kind of Sir Alex Ferguson category, whereby he's now achieved so much where it's like he's probably thinking, if I go on for more and keep going for more and more and more, he could go down as the greatest manager, if you don't believe he is already, of all time. And that's something that very few managers ever get the opportunity to do. Not just have a periods of success, a sustained 5, 6, 7 year period of success. Build a fucking dynasty. You know what I mean? One of those legacies that people will talk about in 100 years' time and go, wow, that Pep Guardiola era was insane. Pep knows he's on the cusp of that. So, like I'm saying, if he keeps adding another 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2 on top of his current contract and hopefully continue to build success, that's the kind of road he's going down. I don't think if we were to lose the league this year or next year, he'd be like, it's time to go. I think Pep loves it where he is. I think he absolutely loves being in Manchester. He loves the fans. He loves the team he's built. And like I keep stressing, you have to give credit to the board and the club for this because they have built this environment. Pep Guardiola could go to Chelsea. He could go to Man United where the environment is toxic. It's an absolute poison rat trap of a football club, you know what I mean, where there's broken relationships, there's not direct links between board and management. Our board, Cheeky, Fran Soriano, Omar Barada, Khaldoon, all these guys have made the environment for Pep Guardiola to be Pep Guardiola and flourish. So why would you want to leave, chat? You know what I'm saying? It's a special relationship. It's a really, really, really special relationship, and City need to try and prolong that for as long as possible. Listen, nearly 400 people in the building, absolutely sick. I can see you're all gassed. Smash the like button if you would. The likes really, really do help. It's free to do. It's just below me and Jordy Porty, that big thumbs up button. Get it up to 200 and subscribe if you're new around here. But it's sick, and I'm really happy with this news. And I was really happy to see this news today based off what I was told on Sunday. I was like, okay, so there is
the coincidence that obviously it's not coincidence. The fact that those two have come hand in hand like that is next level. You know, that is pretty sick. I just think it all makes sense, man. I think it makes sense. It's a match made in heaven. Him and the club is built for Pep. The idea was to build this kind of the whole surroundings. Everything is for Pep to come City manager. So since it's happened, we've all gone from strength to strength. It's next level, and obviously rival fans will be fuming, as they already are, as per your tweet. But yeah, that's what you'll get, man. It's always no, because people are worried. People want Pep to leave City. They want us to have a downfall, and it's not happening right now, which is good. Bro, man. Long may it continue.
My tweet's currently on just over 1,000 likes, 207 retweets,
Yes.
and it's
Jesus Christ.
full of rivals being like, no, no. But no, I think it's sick. Big up Amar with the £2, man. Big up for the super chat. He says, source John from the Chippy of Tier 1. No, this particular source is I think his name is Steve K. He's a transfer journalist. Don't know him too well, but the only reason I'm gassed is because of what I was told
Yeah, Hugh
on
has
Sunday.
more inside information.
I spoke to someone on Sunday who is closer to the club, who told me a bit about this. He didn't say Pep has signed the new contract. He just says keep your ear to the ground, expect something sooner rather than later. And I was like,
Source
okay,
John
buzzing.
from
And then
Chippy
this came out
Tier
today,
1.
so it kind of makes sense. But big up for the super chat, Amar, man. I appreciate everybody who hits the super chat, but or sends a super chat. And when Jordan gets the thing fixed, your super chats will come up as text to speech as soon as you send them.
It actually did it then already.
Oh, on time.
Not on time. It was still slow. But
See, man, that text to speech is lagging. That's
the issue. The intensity lags, man. It's just a bit slow. It will speed up though. It will speed up after today. I've already sourced the fix. I've got a fix. It's just I was in the middle of doing it when this was happening, so I couldn't like full implement the fix. I'm gonna spend about an hour or two on doing it now after this, and also the next text to speech will have basically whatever voice you could imagine. So you could make it be anyone to say it.
Oh.
Like, so I think I'll try and work on a way for people to be able to choose who they want to say it. Do you know what I mean?
All right, well, there's a nice little incentive for anybody who likes to super chat regularly. You'll now get the choice of a text to speech. So there's your super chat incentive. But if you don't want super chat, like I always say, just hit the like button. Free to do and helps us just as much. But yeah, listen, the Pep new contract, like I kind of said at the top of the stream, it's not a surprise. It's really not when you look at the team he's building. Like I've already listed off 5 or 6 players that are really young and they've come to the club because of Pep Guardiola. I don't think Jeremy Doku came to Manchester City to just play for a year or two under Pep. And then you see things like Pep Guardiola believes Musiala is Kevin De Bruyne's replacement, or he's the next best number 10 in world football and he really wants to get him to Manchester City. You know what I mean? Pep's not thinking like that if he wants to leave in 2025. Pep is thinking long term. I think we're going to see beyond 10 years of Pep Guardiola. I think he wants to go down the Alex Ferguson route. I really, really do, because it's such a unique position to be in right now.
Yeah, it is a long time. Obviously, being here 7 years already. To get to 10 would be mad. 10 years, man. 10 years. And honestly, I hope, do you know, after Pep, I know we're speaking about Pep extending, but after Pep, I hope that whoever becomes manager just gets time. I hope we give them time. I don't want us to become a revolving door. Look at the situation at United. Do you know what I mean? Every 2 years, it's looking like they're going to sack the manager and they're going to get someone else. Look at Chelsea, man. They get a new manager every 2 weeks. I don't want that to happen. I understand there has to be a process and you've got to find the right people to get the job, but I just hope that we have a little bit of time with them. I hope we entrust. Basically, it's about selection process and who's available around that time. I just hope we pick out the right guy in it.
I think because of how well City have handled all of our managerial appointments since the takeover in 2008, from Mark Hughes to Mancini to Pellegrini to Pep. You look at the transitions, nothing was ever really sour. Nothing was ever really salty. Everything was really carefully orchestrated. Everything was really carefully planned. There was a vision to each one. It was, you're kind of going up the ladder. You're working your way up the steps, and then Pep Guardiola being the pinnacle. I believe when Pep Guardiola does leave, hopefully it's not anytime soon, Chad, obviously, but when he does leave, first of all, I believe Pep will have a massive influence over who does succeed him. I think he'll have a lot of conversations with the board about who he thinks is best fitted to replace him. Even if it's someone we don't particularly know, Pep will know better than us. And the club will bring that person in on the basis that you're not on borrowed time, you're not on a trial period. We understand there's going to be a dip. We understand, just to pick up where Pep left off. It's not you can't ask anybody of that.
We're not expecting. We don't have this expectation from you to pick up where Pep left off, and you just continue as he was. And I think that obviously the club won't do that. They must go in with that next guy. And to be fair, That's a daunting task for any manager. That I think it's a difficult one. Some managers don't have the balls to do that and it's step into Pep Guardiola's shoes because they might feel like first name in straight after Pep, you're putting straight on the firing line there. Do you know what I mean? Like you're sent out there, the lamb to slaughter, innit? Because you're gonna go out there and you ain't gonna do Pep. So you know what I mean? I think it's a daunting task that. So credit to anyone who does step into them shoes.
Me, nah. You need someone with big character, man.
You say me then?
Yeah, let me succeed, Pep, man. I'll go bald as well. Well, you need someone with big character, man, and it's about how the club sell it. It's about how the club pitch it to that person. But by saying what I said, which is that are not under pressure to go and win a treble straight away. You don't need to go and get Centurions straight away. You don't need to start trying to recreate Pep, or be Pep Guardiola 2.0. We want you to come in and be you. But obviously, we know from the rumors coming out of the club that they are very hell bent on continuing at the very least, an attractive style of football. They don't want to go from, the beautiful football we play now to say Mourinho style football or Conte style football. They don't want a culture change. We want our club.
You need to be in the same style.
Always play attractive football.
Yeah, we got to stick with the same style and stick with the way that we're playing. Which is why it makes sense. I see people saying about Ange there, Postecoglou. Obviously, you've rated Ange for a while. Obviously, he was at the CFG. I think managers who've been in and around the CFG would work. Or you could have managers who, say, how Arteta went and now does Arsenal. Could we see someone else step into that second role from City who could then have the vision of potentially becoming the next City manager? I spoke yesterday, obviously, about companies' potential returning in a director or a football role, but is there a chance that he could then, if things don't go well at Burnley, he spends a lot of time on Pep's coaching staff and then works like that? Like, you never like know, innit? You never know. There's a long way to go until, you know what I mean? 2 years is a long time in football, so a lot can happen.
I think the club are conscious all the time of what the best move is post Pep Guardiola. But I based off what I've heard on Sunday and this report today and everything else, the priority is to keep Pep. The priority is to keep Pep. And I think it's really doable. Like I've said in the stream already, he's not old. He's planning for the future already. He's in the best place possible for him to continue success. Like I believe if Pep continues for another couple of years at the rate he is, even with a couple of seasons where we don't win the league or we don't win anything major, he still will go down as the greatest manager of all time. So what is there for Pep to want to leave for? Basically, I'm saying so. John Stones too, of course. New contract till 2027. It all makes sense. This is just great from the club, man. This is the club being proactive on things. Like we always talk about fixing problems before they arise. You know what I mean? Getting on Pep now while the iron's hot. Getting on Pep and John Stones while there's a feel-good factor. Not waiting until they're in the last season of their contracts or, time is ticking and the media gets hotter about it and questions start coming more regularly about is he staying, is he going, is he staying, is he going. I believe we'll have a Pep extension before the end of the season. That's my prediction.
I rate that. That'd be big, way. That'd be big. That I reckon they'd probably leave it till maybe the end of the year, the end of the season. Sorry, that's what City usually do with the contracts anyway. I think we do some in January. Usually they try and keep it out of the players' minds, just to make sure that everything's chill. They don't want anything to disrupt the team, innit?
Such a boost though when the news does drop, the Pep contract or new contract comes out.
Price wise on John Stones, what do you reckon they'd put him at? Is it 250 grand a week now?
Put him on 300.
Yeah, I reckon so.
Chat, get involved in this, man. Let's let the chat get involved in some of these conversations we're having. We've neglected the chat a bit today. First of all, first question, chat. What do you say he's on? 250 grand a week? Mm-hmm. What if John Stones is currently on 250 racks a week? What would you bump him up to for a new contract? What wages would you give him per week? I say 300.
I'd say 300.
He's too important, man. John Stones is too important to the way we play football now. He's made himself that guy. MCFC on top.
255.
115 maybe, 115.
251.
247.
Yeah. Take it or leave it. My final offer.
269, 280. I think 3 is the magic number. $3,000 a week.
Just 3, yeah. 252 grand and a new leg. Yeah, true that.
I think 300 grand a week.
I think 300 is solid. I think that's the one.
I think he warrants it. I think he deserves it. What age is John Stones now? 27, 28?
He's 29.
Is he?
Guy's getting on, man. That's scary, that. You know what I mean? He's 29. What the fuck happened to him? Where's his years gone? It's like Kev, innit? Kev's 32. Going on, man. Time moving fast.
Yeah, born 1994. You're older than John Stones, man. That's so crazy.
Wow, when's his birthday?
May 28th, 1994.
I am older than John Stones.
Jody Porty's older than John Stones.
John Stones plays football. I sit in this shed.
You chat about John Stones.
I sit in the shed talking about John Stones.
Yeah, he's he's 29 years old, but like for a centre half and for someone who plays in his kind of role, he could play that role till he's 35. John Stones, he could, as long as he looks after himself, he could easily play that role for another 3, 4, 5 years. So, I think the club are conscious of that. So giving him the extension kind of makes sense. And then with regarding to Pep Guardiola's contract, we both kind of agreed that we think you look young. He is a young 30, Jody Porty. He is a young 30.
I am a young 30. I'm not 30 yet. I'm not 30 yet. You can't paint me with that brush yet. I got another year in me. I got another year before you can hit me with a 30. Then I'm officially old, innit? Just put me in a box, mate.
So with yeah. So you better put me in your will, bro. Leave the channel to me.
Yeah, I'll do, bro. I'll leave the shed to you, innit?
With regard to Pep Guardiola's contract, chat, how long of an extension do you think is viable? What do you think Pep would agree to? I've said I think it'll be continuous reviewing every 1 or 2 years to add on another year or 2.
Yeah, I said 2 years. It'll be 2 extensions and with the option to leave after every one.
Yeah, the last thing, like City are really good at doing this thing with their biggest assets of like not making them feel like they're stuck, but also getting them to keep signing new contracts.
Yeah, like basically saying, "Oh, there's a way out," but Pep always sticks to his contracts anyway. So it's almost like just saying, "Oh yeah, here's 2 years because you're gonna do 2 years, but if you want, you can leave after a year if you want," and then they never do.
Exactly, permanent. I don't think that's such a thing, Alec. But
rolling contract. It's like a
kind of is a rolling contract. It kind of is a rolling contract, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, 2 years with option 2027, 28, 29. 2 years, I want 5. 5 would be a bit ambitious. I don't think he'd sign 5.
Yeah, 28, 29. What would that be? That'd be a 4-year contract. 3-year contract.
Yeah, 2025, 2029, 4 years.
I think he'll end up at City till 2027. I reckon he'll get
2027 seems to be the magic number.
Yeah, that's a 2-year contract, isn't it? So 2027, man.
Yeah, I think 2027.
That's when everyone else is signed to as well. All the players, man.
I think, yeah.
Vidro Dugan put me to sleep and wake me up when Pep dips. He's an Arsenal fan, isn't it? So he's like, just wake me up when he's gone. That's funny, that. Wake me up when Pep's dipped.
The Ballon bandit ITK Hugh, what are you hearing about Wirtz? My source is saying it's done. I've heard nothing about Wirtz. I don't know anything about Wirtz. Never even watched the guy.
I've heard people say that Wirtz is favouring Bayern Munchen.
ITK Jordy Porty, this guy's always been ITK, man. Yeah, take his word as gospel.
Mate, always. Yeah, Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich Wirtz apparently wants. But if we go get Musiala, they get Wirtz, everyone's happy, mate.
Here's a good question. I made a video on this last night. We may as well have a quick chat about it while we're still here. The Pep and Stones news is fantastic, but I am fuming about this piece. Do you think Haaland got robbed of the Ballon d'Or?
Yes.
I made a video. Go and watch my video from last night. It's on the channel. It's 8 minutes long. Robbed.
Pure
Messi.
Robbery.
Messi robbed Haaland of a Ballon d'Or. Chat.
Put it this way. I had a conversation with Nathan before, yeah? Put it this way, right? Haaland broke loads of records, won everything, and still didn't win it. What possibly more can Erling Haaland do to win the Ballon d'Or?
Bro, all this absolute bullshit I've heard.
And, and then people say, bro, people do this one, bro. They go, World Cup. Yeah, World Cup's bigger than winning the treble each event. All right then. Well, Julian Alvarez won the treble and he fucking won the World Cup.
And if you take away Messi's penalties at the World Cup, Alvarez has more goals.
So it doesn't make sense, mate. Julian Alvarez won the World Cup and won the treble. So if anything, he should have won the Ballon d'Or. Like it should be Haaland. That is Haaland's Ballon d'Or. It's absolutely robbery. It is pure robbery.
It's like I said in my video, man. The Messi thing, it's all about a fairy tale ending. They wanted a fairy tale narrative, a fairy tale ending. So basically what happened was, from December when Argentina won the World Cup, doesn't matter what anybody did, the Ballon d'Or was going to Messi. Like, what? What? Yeah. It makes no fucking sense. It's absolutely rigged. It was rigged. It is. Even look at Messi's quotes as well. He's like, yeah, Haaland could have won this Ballon d'Or. You know Messi's like, this isn't my most convincing Ballon d'Or. It's
in the whole football politics realm of it being nice for Messi to go and that's it. He wins his last Ballon d'Or and leaves. But then, it is a popularity contest amongst journalists because it is journalists who vote for the Ballon d'Or. I'd love to know what the reasons were for these journalists. I'm pretty sure I seen one of them who said like, oh, he voted for Messi because of basically a bowing out kind of thing. He wanted one last one and he deserves one last one before he leaves. They should have give Messi a side trophy. Just
Super
to say,
Ballon d'Or.
Yeah.
Super Ballon d'Or.
Like a Ballon d'Or, a one-off Ballon d'Or that he gets.
It exists. It's a thing, bro. Di Stefano won it for Real Madrid.
Oh, it's a real thing?
Bro, it's called the Super Ballon d'Or. It's like player of the century type thing. Di Stefano won it for Real Madrid. Big Steve told me this on the Big Steve show. Di Stefano won it for Real Madrid. It's in Real Madrid's trophy cabinet right now. I think he's the only winner ever. Give that to Messi and say, you are the guy. But give the actual Ballon d'Or, the season-based award.
Check it. So Super Ballon d'Or is an exclusive award that can be given to a player who's won the Ballon d'Or on multiple occasions. The award has only been given out once.
Give it to Messi.
So they should have. Yeah, it was Di Stefano. They should have given that to Messi and the actual Ballon d'Or to Haaland.
Bro, think about this. Amos said this to me, and I think it's a great thing. If the roles were reversed and say Haaland had won the World Cup for Norway, just hypothetically, but Messi had won a treble, scoring 52 goals in all competitions, Messi would still have won the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah, Messi wins the Ballon d'Or. It doesn't make sense. It's Messi, bro. It's Messi. That's what it is. It's the name. It's the name. Oh, Messi. And then, but the thing is, it's just mad, innit? Because what more can Erling Haaland have done to get that Ballon d'Or? Win a World Cup, right? You guys are talking without facts, and it's sad to see. What unfactual information have we given you?
Nothing.
We've given you no everything that was spoke about is facts. Super Ballon d'Or exists.
If Haaland couldn't win a Ballon d'Or off last season, he's never winning a Ballon d'Or. There'll always be a reason why not. And all this bullshit I'm getting on Twitter, people saying, oh, but Messi dribbles around players. All Haaland does is score goals. You do realise the aim of football is to score goals. And he does it better than anybody else.
Yeah.
Like, wow. And Toby, the Big Six, had the audacity to say to me, what Messi did in that World Cup was way more impressive than anything Haaland did throughout the whole of last season. Are you living in a fucking box, mate?
He's literally... What? He ripped up. You can't win a Ballon d'Or off 50 touches, bro. What are you talking about, mate? Ballon d'Or doesn't go
Michael Owen
how many times you touch a ball. It's how many... It's about who had the best season. Who had a better season, Messi or Haaland? Haaland. Not asked how many touches you take, mate. He scored off 50 touches. He scored 52 goals, so it's not 50 touches, is it?
Bro, Michael Owen won a Ballon d'Or, yeah? Hang on, let me get his stats.
Just on that, by the way, ZNSS with a 2 says Ballon d'Or has been a popular contest for years. Yeah, I know. Well, Lewandowski got robbed of a Ballon d'Or because of the COVID situation where they didn't even do it. And I'm pretty sure Benzema's robbed a Ballon d'Or a few years ago as well.
Oh, Michael Owen won a Ballon d'Or with 24 goals for Liverpool in that season. 24. So the point I made on the Big Six was You think about the amount of great strikers that have played in England: Michael Owen, Harry Kane, Wayne Rooney, Alan Shearer, all the Gary Lineker, these kind of guys. Anything they ever did, Haaland came in and smashed to pieces in his first season. Any of them, Haaland smashed to pieces, and he still doesn't get a Ballon d'Or. Get the fuck, absolute joke, mate.
It's mad.
Absolute joke.
It's mad.
Henri should have got that Ballon d'Or, by the way, as well. Leach is right, man. Henri should have got it.
Jalala says winning still matters, but they literally explain how it's done. I don't understand about that. Well, obviously it's the journalists that vote for the Ballon d'Or, but Haaland won everything. It's who has the better season. The Ballon d'Or is meant to be who has the best season, isn't it? That year, who has been the best footballer. And Erling Haaland, without a doubt, was the best footballer of 22-23.
But it's not even who is the best footballer, because he's not the best footballer.
Yeah,
it's
who had the best year.
Season.
Yeah,
Who had the best
Yeah, yeah, that best season. And in 22-23, Erling Haaland had the best season. Nobody else had a better season than Erling Haaland. I get that Messi won the World Cup, but yeah.
No one actually comes close. No one actually comes close to what he did last season. I think, is it because City have done it? People just think trebles are easy now. The treble is a joke. It's a joke to achieve a treble. And to score 52 goals in the process is a joke. I think he's on something like 28 goals in 29 games for Norway as well. So it's not as if he was flopping for Norway. He was doing his piece. Only thing is, Ghostagard couldn't fucking turn up and help him out a bit. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's... Listen, the Ballon d'Or, man.
It's mad. Obviously, I never look into it too much. I don't even watch it because I know that it's a bit dead. It's crazy, man. It's a crazy thing. The whole Ballon d'Or thing. I'm not really too pressed about it, to be honest. I'd be if it was Haaland, I'd be upset about it. Obviously, the fact that he should have won it. It's annoying because I thought we was going to get our first ever City player who would win a Ballon d'Or, which would be sick. But it ain't to be, man. I don't know what more Haaland would have. I don't know what would Haaland have to do this year to win that, to win the Ballon d'Or now.
Fuck knows.
Honestly, I don't know.
I'm not too pressed about the actual award. I was more pressed about the people who just don't see any sense in what I'm saying. Do you know what I mean? It's like talking to a brick wall. They're like, nah, but Messi.
Yeah,
what does that mean?
Messi deserves it. It's like I get he won the World Cup and that, but I just don't know what more. Win the treble again. Yeah, he just got to get back-to-back trebles. Repeat the treble and get Norway into the Euros.
And, like I said this on my video last night, if I was an Argentina player in that squad, I'd be embarrassed. Do you know why? Because everybody's making out as if that Argentina squad were a bunch of bums and Messi carried the whole lot of them to a World Cup. Of course, Messi was sick in the World Cup. They still had Alvarez, Enzo Fernandez, Romero, Di Maria cooked. They had Dybala coming off the bench. They had DePaul. That was a bad boy Argentina team. Bad boy Argentina team. So if you're your man Emi Martinez got goalkeeper of the season. He was sick in the World Cup. So that Argentina team, the rest of them deserve more credit than just you were all Messi's side pieces. I get the storyline, the fairy tale narrative, but that Argentina team was still sick, even without Messi. But put Messi in there, it's the icing on the cake. So look, it is what it is, mate. It is what it is. Like I said, the Ballon d'Or thing, I'm done with it. I've had my say. Yeah. I've been clipped up enough all over social media about it. But listen, we're here for positive vibes, mate. Pep Guardiola is staying 10 more years, and John Stones is hopefully signing a new contract too. So
yeah, well,
I'm tired now.
It's good times ahead.
Listen, big up everybody. Still 350 people in the building. Big up every single one of you. Big up those who super chatted. Let me read out your names again just to show you some love. We had Zetnus with 35 months, Zetnus with a super chat, Amar, and then Zetnus again with the super chats. Big up for the super chats. Big up to everybody who has liked the goddamn stream. If you haven't done so already or you're watching it on playback, make sure you hit that goddamn like button. It really helps me and Jordy Porty. And subscribe if you're new to the channel on the road to 84k. That is the next goal. We're getting ever closer to that big 100k. And all of your support helps. Your support recently on all the shows we're doing. Big Steve, panel shows, videos, previews, watch-alongs, everything. Absolutely fantastic. Can't thank you all enough. But yeah, Pep hopefully new contract. John Stones hopefully new contract. And that's it. We're over and out. Big up everybody.
Yeah, boy. See you in a bit.
Sorry.
We're back.
We're back. We just missed you all so much. Nah, listen, like I said, anybody who sends in super chats, we have to show them their love. Dammy with the £5. Remember, most of these messy lovers have hatred towards Man City for winning the treble. If Haaland scored 52 at Real Madrid, Dammy, mate, you're going to send me off another rant here. I couldn't agree anymore. It's fairy tale. It's fairy tale. They all want that lovely narrative. Listen, Dammy, thank you so much for the super chat. We didn't want to leave you hanging, so I said to Jordy Porty, send us back in. We need to show love to Dammy. Big up Dammy. Big up everybody. We'll see you in a bit.
Yeah, honestly, I don't think Dammy knows, but I was literally on the button of end stream as well. It was like this close to like just being gone forever. Yes, Dammy, appreciate it, man. Appreciate it, bro. Right, we're actually going now, innit? See you in a bit.